Now, I don't want you to think it's all bad, viewer. We're going to look today at another advanced Dungeons & Dragons game. Today we're going to be looking at Dragon Strike, which is quite a bit different from Heroes of the Lance. Wicked dragon armies threaten the good people of Ansalon. There's only one defense: fight dragons with dragons. Command your winged warrior to fly off and challenge enemy beasts in a tooth and claw battle high above Kryn. It's awesome airborne fantasy action in the AD&D game tradition. Engage in exciting dragon-to-dragon combat. Control breathtaking on-screen airborne battles. Choose from 3 types of dragons: bronze, silver, and gold. Attack with potent breath weapons like paralyzing gas, lightning, and fireballs. Fly at your choice of 2 altitudes. Play alone or against an opponent. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons is Dragon Strike. This came out in 1992 from Westwood Associates and Pony Canyon. And while yesterday's game came in at a whopping 2 out of 10, this one comes in at a much more respectable 6.5 out of 10. And it is honestly that much better. I am not lying to you. While there are multiple versions of this game, we're going to be obviously looking at the NES version, which initially seems to play very, very similar to one of my favorite NES games, Dragon Spirit: The New Legend. However, don't confuse them. Dragon Spirit is a straight shoot 'em up, while this is a little more RPG-ish, one might say. Excuse me. The NES version plays very, very differently from the other versions. The idea being you're given a choice of which dragon you want to take: bronze, silver, or gold, each with different strengths and weaknesses. Completing a mission gives the character more hit points and the opportunity to obtain a more powerful dragon. And depending on what dragon you choose, the ending missions can become slightly different. It should be mentioned that this game was released for the Amiga, the Commodore 64, DOS, the NES obviously, and the Sharp X68000. Excuse me. Most of the other versions of this game, the Amiga version specifically, quite a bit different than the NES version. The Amiga version was almost more of a first-person view while riding on the back of your dragon and attacking, while the NES one was more of a top-down shooter. Again, think Dragon Spirit, think 1992, games like that. However, what made this game different is having different altitudes. Dragon Spirit gave you a fire attack that went straight forward and a bomb attack that would go down and hit the ground. In Dragon Strike, you actually just move between 2 different altitudes, a higher altitude and a lower altitude. And the stages give you different conditions for victory. You're given a different mission each stage. One of them could be destroy 3 white dragons. Another one could be get through the stage and fight the boss at the end. Thus, having different targets to take care of per stage, it's not so much a straight one end to the other shooter. You can turn, which you do by pressing the left and right buttons to not face that direction or move that direction, but to pivot in that direction. Pushing left will angle your dragon to the left. Pushing right will angle it to the right. Pushing up does nothing. Pushing down does nothing. You have 2 different attacks with each dragon. One attack mentioned in the description is kind of a paralyzing breath kind of attack, and the other one being a actual damage dealing attack. Honestly, this game, I would still pick Dragon Spirit over this game, hands down. Dragon Spirit is just so good. But this one's pretty fun too. It's quite a bit harder than some of the other games in this series. There's a lot of enemies you have to dodge. You don't have a whole lot of health. There's no power-ups as far as I've ever seen in the game to replenish health when you lose any. So it's pretty much you have one life to get through one stage, and that's it. But again, it's you know, pretty fun. If you like top-down shooters, if you like dragons, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, I track this one down. Give it a try.